Hello and welcome to the ARCA series. We are here for what I believe is the final race of this season here at Homestead this week. And we are here on Tuesday because unfortunately I missed the Monday night races again this week. This time it was from some snowstorms that rolled through the Midwest in real life here and messed with some travel. But we're here for this one, and a still pretty strong 3.7k strength of field, as we are potentially hoping to put the finishing touches on maybe a championship in the overall iRacing standings. I think we might take a look at that before the start of this race. I don't know how best to present that, because usually after the race the points aren't immediately updated, and of course everybody has a chance to run the rest of the week before the official results are, well, official. But right now it's looking pretty good. I'll show it to you in a second. But we do have one more race to go here at Homestead, and I'm excited. Love Homestead. Love running the wall, and I think that's what we're going to be doing in this one. As it seems like we got some decent grip out here. I think we can hit a pretty good lap. Was a little bit back and forth on whether I wanted to run the high line or low out on track.
That's pole.
But I was finding I think the high line actually is working best for us. You gotta make sure you don't get into the wall, obviously, but if you get it just right, you can put in some pretty darn good laps. Now, of course, for the race session, that on the other hand, I think we're going to need to run the bottom, keep the tires happy. Feeling like I'm messing up 3 and 4 a little bit. I don't know if I quite got the speed through there as I needed, but we'll improve on the first lap. We'll get a 0.6.
Chicken flag, chicken flag.
And hopefully that'll be good enough to get us a nice starting spot, but we'll see here. Well, I was going to show you the bottom line, see how that compares, but unfortunately hit the apron there, so that's not going to be a very good test. But you can see you just lose so much on the run out. By the time you get to the next corner or to the start-finish line, you've lost so much of the exit that I'm not sure if the bottom line's going to work for your overall lap speed. Let's see how it looks this time through. And normally this car gets a little bit faster as the tires come up to temp. You can see there it looks good, we're in the green, but then when we reach the exit you see where the big difference starts coming in. Like by the time we're at 2, 3, and 4, we're probably a tenth and a half down. So I do think probably the wall is good, so long as you're confident up there and running it fast enough. Right now our time's looking pretty good compared to the whole pack. Right now we are our P1, but I'm sure there's still some guys ready to go here since we still got a full minute 15. What else did I want to talk about here? Oh, right. Let's go ahead and park the car so we can look at the standings. That actually reminds me, nearly spinning out. Brake bias is at 50% at the moment. The setup is a little bit tight, but it's understandable. Homestead, you have to have the car really loose early on if you want to have the tire wear halfway decent, and it's understandable they wouldn't want to do that for the public lobbies and whatever. But hopefully you should be able to see on screen right now me navigating to the ARCA Menards series and the standings right here. Now this is before we even run a race this week, and you'll see it actually, a little spoiler alert right here. We are still P1, having not run a race yet this week. Now, of course, it's only Tuesday. All week to go still. But I have almost a 200-point cushion on P2. And we're hoping to make that number even bigger here on our points after this race if we can get a good run. So, looking pretty good. You never know what can happen, especially with drop weeks and stuff. Like, maybe one of these guys drops a 0 and adds a 200-point win or something. Like, I don't want to just assume we're going to be good, and so I won't. But
nice one.
Right now, feeling pretty solid. So we're going to do our best here today. Let me make sure everything's back to normal. Okay, yes, sir. We get the pole. That's a good start. So what was I saying? Yes. So it's looking pretty good in the overall standings. Not official until the end of the week, but I'm feeling pretty good. So it's been an excellent season. I set out to like try to get that get a P1 for the first time ever in a series. Made sure I was running as much as possible on Monday nights, even though the last 2 nights we've been on Tuesday. Trying to run those high strength of field races, and right now it's looking pretty good. Just like the start of this one, we got ourselves the pole, and we've got Barrett out here, the artiste of our paint scheme, our very good looking paint scheme. Purple grape vehicle, and there was another guy in here. Did not qualify. Blake McCandless, really cool to see him in here as well.
40 laps.
You probably
Track
know
temp
him
is
if you're in the
96
iRacing community,
Fahrenheit. The air temp is
or even just the
81.
regular racing community,
Position.
as he does some announcing work.
The estimated strength of field
What is the right...
3,000.
There's like a better term for it.
90.
Announcing? Oh, broadcasting, whatever.
Clean.
He does
DNF today would
good
hurt our
work,
points a lot.
and he's got like 8,000 iRating, so he's going to be at the front by the end of this thing, I can almost guarantee you. But we'll do our best, see if we can't pull it off. And we're going to go ahead and put that front brake bias all the way back. Another 3% in the car, so we're at 47%. Session last lap up, so we can try to be consistent. And I think we're just about ready to get this thing started, other than my internet, which
Still
has
waiting on
decided
three
it's
cars on
going
the
to
grid.
go all banana on me and show up all yellow.
Waiting on the
I would
final
like that to
car's
stop
grid.
if possible.
Everyone's gridded.
There
You're
must
not
be
getting any
snow and
extra
ice
time
clogged in
so
the,
let's be smart out
in the
there.
wires or something outside. Hopefully that fixes itself. You do everything right, get the Ethernet cable connected and everything, and then sometimes it just says,
Make them last
what if
a
I
minute.
want to ruin his
Line
day?
up on the inside.
I'm gonna try not to let that distract me. And hopefully not have to pull over if things get bad. Because I would rather pull over than ruin the race for other people. Oh my gosh, it's popping up there still. Alright, so what gear are we starting in here? It's looking like second gear. Don't blow the motor. Checking first gear. But looks like we're going to be second gear. That actually has a decent bit of pull to it, so we'll be ready. We got 40 laps coming up here at Homestead. We're going to be running the bottom, protecting that right front tire as much as possible early, before we probably will move to the top, which is what I'm really excited about. Love running the wall. And I really hope I don't blink out when it's time to launch and mess people up. I do not want to have any unfair mistakes or whatever.
Stay calm. Focus.
Green flag, green flag.
But we are off. Get a good angle on turn 1. Try not to overdrive it. You do have to use the brake a little bit here at Homestead to get it down to the bottom. I'm going to make sure we do that.
Good start, mate.
Really hate that latency is popping up like that. We're going to keep an eye on it. Every race, there's got to be something weird going on with the internet, I swear. So far, so good, though. Got a decent launch. Hopefully not cheaply. No one said anything, so hopefully it's not because we blinked out or something stupid. Now we just got to find the right pace so as not to overdrive it, but at the same time try to keep some track position. We'll see how guys are doing.
That lap time was 33.15. The guy behind has just done a 33.09.
I think a big part is going to be patience through the center of the corner. Oh, Wesley Lynch disconnected. Didn't he start P4? He started up front, I thought. Something must have
Why do
happened.
you keep doing that?
Somebody's angry about something. I missed what he said, but does not involve us, thankfully. We've got
Afraid of the wall or something?
the number 6 coming up quick. He might be looking to get track position.
He
In fact, yes, he's running the wall, so he's not looking to save, I don't think. So we are not going to fight too hard trying to keep him behind us. In fact, we're going to leave that lane open for him because he's going to have a huge run. No reason to block that and risk a guy no lifting me.
Don't get it, man. I don't get it.
But he will get the position, that's fine. We'll use some draft to be a little bit faster down the straightaway. I don't mind a little bit of free speed.
The next car's the leader.
Interesting. He moves back to the bottom now that he's got the track position. It's a smart play. He gets the track position and then he goes back to trying to save a little bit. Fair enough.
Shane is pitting from P to 21. I think he'll come out just in front.
Gotta be careful with those brakes. All the way back at 47. It does pull to the left quite a bit, but that's exactly the point. Gotta be careful when yanking on that brake pedal, stomping on it.
New fastest lap for you.
That's interesting. Fastest lap. I guess that's just because of the draft, huh? Curious. Now I know being behind him is going to be probably making the car a little bit tighter too. Maybe if we can get our nose just a little bit lower into the cleaner air, that might be beneficial for us as well. Make sure that we're getting closer to the bottom than he is.
That was at 33.10.
The leader just did a...
But if his strategy ends up working out better, that's just fine. We're going to stick with what I think is going to work. Looks like he's going out to the wall though. He just about tore it down right there. I don't think that strategy is going to work. I don't think the wall destroying strategy is going to work.
Car outside. Still there, hold your line.
I think he damaged it. That's not looking like he's gotten the run out of the corner like he should have from where he took that corner.
You are the leader. Still there.
So just got to be careful here.
The car in front.
Not overdrive it trying to make a pass.
Stay low. There is a car
He's going to
on
be
the high
fighting
side.
hard to hold the track position because that's what's going to work for what his strategy is. Trying to get the track position is him trying to make defending work. Which could happen. It's going to be hard to pass somebody if once they start running the high line later.
There's a car exit in the pits.
And he might have gotten away with that wall hit with no damage.
The next car's the leader.
But I'm going to operate under the assumption that we are going to have better tires and have the ability to get around them, particularly once the lanes open out a little bit.
22, would you like to go by?
But I kind of don't mind how this is going right now because we get some free speed on the straightaway. We can back it down nice and good on in the corners without giving up as much speed since we can get it back. I think we're set up pretty good here early on.
P2.
There's a decent chance I'm still overdriving it though. I know these guys behind us are still riding for the most part back there. I think they're being pretty smart about tire saving and everything because they haven't really tried to move up the track or anything. So it could be we're all trying to run the bottom and save stuff and they might do a better job than I do. Still a lot of race left to find out how this is going to work out. And I see that we've got pretty much a line of cars behind us, all about the same distance apart. We got like 0.3, 0.5, 0.7. That's all guys kind of just maintaining their stuff right now, I think. The 6 is back to maintaining a little bit though, I think. Gotta be patient on the throttle.
running 33.436.
I think we're doing pretty decent, though. As long as I don't look at the relative and almost hit the wall on exit, which is what almost had happened there. I was looking at the gaps. I think we might be in a good place here if we can just maintain. Even if I don't do such a great job with saving the right front or something, I feel like we should at least be doing enough to get ourselves a nice top 5. And it's a pretty strong field, so I think that's all it's really going to take for us to get a nice solid finish. 6 looks like he might be pushing a little bit more on the exits. That could be putting some pressure on his right front. Starting to enter a little bit harder than he is, or rather he's maybe not able to enter quite as hard on entry. Maybe that's that right front, getting the handling tight on him, because I feel like I've been entering the corner about the same speed as I have been. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Haven't seen Blake appear on the relative yet, but I'm still expecting it eventually. That guy's too good to not show up here eventually, I think, unless something happens to him. Those really fast guys, the guys that can get up to like 8,000 iRating like he can, they can pass people all day and make passes go fast and still somehow save the tires. They've got some sort of juju magic that allows them to do it. I don't know quite how that works. Some of us actually have to, you know, go a little bit slower to save their tires. Starting to look like maybe the 3 peeking up a little bit closer behind us. Gonna watch what he's up to.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
P5 back there, almost about a second back, so our single file line might be spreading out a little bit. Could be. The real big question at this point is, if we start moving our racing line a little bit later on, are we going to be able to make gains on the 6? I mean, you can see that 6 drifted out to the wall quite a bit there, which tells me he's probably getting tight on exit. He's going to go do it again. But that's not going to matter really if he's got the space on track to do it.
The leader is running 33.499.
You can get away with it. Handling's actually feeling pretty good. It's feeling like we're getting some decent rotation still. In fact, it's almost feeling like it's turning a little bit better. Maybe that right rear getting more in a little bit. Feeling like I could put a little bit more throttle into it as we get closer to the exit of the corner without really getting on the right front as much. Six doing a good job of, even though his car's tight, pushing the exact amount he can and get away with it without getting into the wall. Kind of have to do the physics in your mind, deciding when you're going to get fully back on the throttle when you got a tight handling race car like that. Got to know exactly when you can start putting the throttle into it and be fast while still not getting into the wall.
Plenty of fuel. The lap time was at 33.56.
We are over halfway now. I don't really know when we want to start running the high line. Seeing maybe the 22 peeking up a little bit higher in the corner there. It's concerning me a little bit that the 6 is driving away. I'm not really
Just
sure
done a
how that's happening.
33.56.
'Cause I thought that we were
I mean, what the fuck's
saving
that?
tire better, but now I'm
damn
starting to
it.
question that.
You fucking dive bomb.
But still a little bit early to start going too aggressive, I think. Just over halfway. But that means we still got about 18 laps to go. I like that the car feels pretty good. It feels like if we needed to push harder, we could. See out into the wall again. I think he might have gotten it a little bit, just barely though. Just a tiny little scrape. I'm a bit puzzled. Maybe the 6 knows exactly what he needs to do, because he is getting away a little bit. I just thought he'd be roasting that right front the way he's been exiting the corner and sliding up to the wall. But maybe that's just been him using, making sure he's not turning that steering wheel too much. Maybe I should have been doing a little bit more of it.
The leader just did a 33.634.
Huh. My drafting buddy's driving away. I'm supposed to be keeping up with him because of the Mega Draft. Whatever happened to that? I thought the ARCA car was supposed to be impossible to drive away, and yet the guy that I thought had worse tires is driving away. Maybe I just stink. When do we move up the track? Do we ever move up the track? Is it possible that when the tires are worn, the bottom line is just better? I don't know. I haven't watched any races this week yet. I just got home here on Tuesday to start the iRacing week. I think we gotta go Highline now because he's starting to drive away. I don't want to lose my drafting buddy.
That was a 33.79.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Okay, Colton, you've got half your fuel left.
Oh, he's in the wall. Well, that's gonna help. Let's get caught back up to him a little bit, if we can. I think we should be able to.
You've just done a 33.69. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Feels fine. I'm being a little bit conservative with this Highline right now, because I don't want to get into the wall. But it is faster. Ooh, he's going to run the Highline here. Got to make sure we're slowing down to compensate for the dirty air.
Nice one, dumbass.
Interesting. He's going to the bottom. I think at this point I want to try to just drive where he's not.
Dude, you knew your tires were shredded. Like, come on, dude.
Had a massive run on you and you just walked all the way to the white line for no reason.
Underdrove that a little bit, unfortunately.
You already knew you weren't going to be able to hold it down there. I saved better tires than you, but sure, man. Just don't know when to let someone go, do you?
We got some grade A beef going on back there. Sounds like somebody tried to pass on the inside and did not
And
stick it.
you had the chance to lift as well, but okay.
Man, this 6 is... I think he's just got it figured out, unfortunately. We're not looking too good right now.
You had the rest of the track. You didn't even give me a lane to the white line. You pushed me below it.
Had to be a little more
Had a
aggressive
chance
on the
to
outside there, and it will be
direct there.
faster, but
You already knew I had
Ten
better
to go.
tires than
It's not
you, so
off.
you just wanted to grab
The
it.
leader is
Fine.
running 33.785.
I just gotta hope that these tires reach a point, I guess. It's really not looking like it, though. He goes high, so we'll go to the bottom. Man, it's just so much slower. Maybe I do have to just follow him through the corner.
That last lap was at 33.82.
A little bit late getting back to the throttle there, I think. It still looks like he's struggling. I mean, it looked like he almost slid into the wall there, 4-tire slide style, but that's not going to do us any good if he's still fast. He's doing a good job of managing his tires if they are worn.
Your lap time was 34.00. Okay, Colton, that's good consistency.
I just needed to make one big mistake or something. Like one of these big slides he has, I need him to get into the wall. Cute. Alright. Careful now. Now if I can get him to get into the wall, that would also work, but it's looking like he's just running that really well.
22, do you remember how nice I was to you?
Your lap time was at
I remember that. I remember him
33.85.
saying go on ahead. They're racing back there side by side. That's going to make things a little bit better for us if we're trying to finish P2, but I sure would like to get one more spot than that. It's looking increasingly less likely, though, because he's kind of killing it, man. He's still driving away. Goes to the bottom. I don't know. Maybe tire wear's not much of a thing this week. Maybe you just kind of gotta go. Or something about the way he decided he was gonna save tires, which looked like not saving tires to me, is actually better.
5 to go. Keep it up. We're in a great spot.
I can't believe that, because you can see him on exit. I mean, I don't know if that's coming through the video quite like it is in person here, but it looks like he's 4-tire sliding about to get into the wall on exit. But he just continues to drive away.
The leader is running 34.061.
Guess we better just worry about holding on to P2. We've got about 4/10 up on P3 at the moment. They've been fighting pretty hard back there, I think. Still a chance the guy ahead could get in the wall or something, but holy cow. The 9 with a monster corner. There's something to that.
Oh my god, I might win the championship.
There's something to that line that he's doing back there.
Coming.
Car inside.
Well, how he's doing that.
Stay high with the car on the low side. Still there at the bottom. Clear inside. The car inside.
P3 behind is now 0.08.
Clear.
It's clear. But he saved better than we did. I have to try that line or something.
Got 2 laps to
I
go.
don't know how he's doing that,
2
though.
laps left. We're on for a podium here.
Inside.
Well,
Push, push, push.
Still there, hold your
oh
line.
my god, I tried to do a different line. It was just dreadful. I should have just stuck with what I was doing instead of trying to do something at the end here. 'Cause that was god awful.
Inside.
Now I'm in the wall. trying to
Still
drive in the
there,
wake
hold
of the
your
guy
line.
in front of me.
Clear.
Who's Blake McCandless, by the way, I told you.
White flag. One more left to go.
P4, white flag, one more to go.
I want to figure out how he's doing that line, though. I guess just saving to the very end. Being extra disciplined with it.
The next car is Blake.
Almost looked like that guy
Don't
took a
do it,
swipe
Sixer,
at him.
running for a championship.
8.2.
Outside.
I don't know what this 22's doing. Holy
Keep
cow.
low.
Trying to kill
You're
me.
losing on the car in front. The gap is 1
That was pretty
second.
chicken
Still there,
shit.
hold your line.
Good win, Blake. Good win.
Dang. Nice move, 22.
Alright, there's
We're
checkered
done.
flag.
Look, Colton, that's the end of the session.
I hope that'll
Nice
give me
run.
enough points. That'll be
Solid
really
work.
close. But thank you for the tip there, man. That's the first time I haven't fallen like a rock. Joey, you're a piece of shit for that move. I hope you feel bad about that one. You wrecked me and lost the race. Good job, bud.
Something apparently happened in the final corners
I
there.
don't feel bad at all.
I want to look at that move the 22 did. I was kind of flabbergasted. I feel like Denny Hamlin after Ross Chastain did the Hail Mail-in.
You did bounce off the fence. He turned left, so.
Oh, he just bounced it off the wall. That's pretty cheap. Never mind. I thought he just, like, stuck it on the high line really good, but yeah, no. I mean, he literally did Ross Chastain it. I mean, I guess fair enough if it works, I guess, but kind of a little bit cheap. I saw him coming. I knew he wasn't gonna lift for me, so I kind of went down low because I'd rather finish 5th than get run over. But I guess what happened at the finish line now too, because it looked like the 9 earned it. He had saved until the last second, and that's apparently what you need to do. 6 gets the wall, bounces off. Racing close. So far, that seems fine. 9 gets the wall. You know what this looks like? This is like carbon copied Denny Hamlin into Bubba Wallace into Chase Elliott. That's kind of funny, actually. That's literally what that was. That's interesting. How do I feel about it, though? I mean, racing for the win. The 9 gets the wall a little bit. The 9 came off the wall a little. I think the 6 probably expects him to be on the wall at this point right here, but he comes off a little bit. But I'm sure the 6 was never going to not run into him, right, at this point. Blake goes on and wins it. That had to be exciting. As those two make contact. Thank you very much, he says. That was a pretty exciting finish. The fans love that. Even though, like, most of the drivers involved probably are frustrated. Except for one number 1 car. And we were on pace to get 4th before the 22 bounces it off the wall a little bit, but I guess he did what he needed to do. Like I said, like, I could have drifted up a little bit more there, but I would have rather cut down and not get run over and finish last. Rather than 4th and 5th place. That doesn't make too much of a difference to me. I think that was still a pretty good run for us. But anyway, let's check the incidents properly here as we kind of looked at a few of those last things that happened just at the finish there, because that was pretty interesting. Bit of a controversial little final lap there for the win, but somebody that wasn't involved at all ended up getting it. Oh, the 17. This is what happened to the 17. I remember he left, and this was only on lap 2. He bounces off the wall, it looks like. The 5 wasn't giving him very much room, but it was ultimately the 17 that hit the wall and bounced off. That's unfortunate. 17 with an excellent start to the race as the 17 car. In lap 3, the 5 got something else happening. Ooh. That's a weird one. Let's see here. The 5 looking, he's not there. That's another close one. The 5's looking low. He's not inside yet, though. The 11 kind of, like, makes a late move, like he's going to go to the bottom. Because I feel like that's a late turn-in. But ultimately, it's the 5. I think that's on the responsibility of the 5 not to run to the back of somebody. So I'd probably call that on the 5. Does everybody make it through? I think one guy maybe got a little bit of damage, but for the most part, people got through. Yeah, it was a late turn-in by the 11, but I think the 5 probably could have been more of a defensive driver, especially on lap 4, and probably avoided the contact. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what should matter most at this early in a race, is just avoiding the contact to survive another lap, you know. And then Ryan Newman in the wall here. Very recognizable scheme. The 5's been around everything so far. This has nothing to do with him, though. That was the 19 trying to get around the 8 who got in the wall, even while he also got the wall. And he ended up kind of just aiming for him by accident. Probably better just to lift there. He ends up much worse off because he didn't lift. But it feels so wrong to ever lift at any point in a race. But sometimes it's just what's better for your long-term health. Here we got a dive by the 15. Yeah, that's pretty aggressive. You got kind of a bigger braking zone here at Homestead. I think that's what causes some of these wrecks. That's on the 15, though, just extra aggressive. Another case where, like, the 7 is turning in a little bit late, but he shouldn't have to adjust his line just because the 15 decided, hey, I'm going to actually drive in much harder than you, and all of a sudden I'm here, you know? So that's on the 15, I would say. Ooh, 7 tried to fit in a hole there because the 23 looked like they got tight, put a whole bunch of steering wheel turning in the counterclockwise direction, and then just kind of sways back and forth. The 7 put his nose in a pretty dangerous spot there. 23 just not really keeping it steady. Aggressive of the 7 to put his nose there in the first place, as we have something else happening up ahead too at the same time. I see that off in the horizon. This actually was a little bit messy out here. Oh, here's Barrett too. Was Barrett able to avoid all this? He is. And then what started this one now? The 15. He's just like the other guy earlier in the race. I think it was the 8. Oh yeah, that's some major blocking going on. And the 20 probably earning a little bit there. 16 wasn't having it. And unfortunately, innocent bystanders taken up with it. Yeah. They look like they were racing for a while. I feel like you gotta have a little bit more context. That's a lot of really aggressive blocking right there. Some Joey Logano level blocking. I guess the number 20 kind of is fitting then. Some Home Depot number 20 early Joey Logano stuff going on there. The 16 just like, I'm not putting up with it, and he kind of sacrifices himself to do it, to send that message. I mean, I can kind of see it, I guess. No, I can't. I take that back. I don't think the 20 needs to block here, because it looked like to me like the 20 caught the 16 and passed him, and he's probably thinking, I don't have to face this guy again. But I think as the 20 here, what you can do is just run the high line in the next corner, and you can probably hold him off again if he did catch the 16 from far back. I don't think the blocking is necessary. He can do it if he wants, obviously, but this is how it can turn out, and I'm sure that's not what he wants. Tempting people to say, I'm not putting up with your blocking. I think if the 20 here, if he did have better tires and end up overtaking the 16, catching up to him, he can run the high line. That if the 16 truly doesn't have the grip, he's not going to be able to keep up anyway, and he can drive away. And then you don't have to risk doing the blocking, which can lead to somebody getting mad. So, as the 16, I don't know, man. He wasn't there. I get the frustration with blocking. I hate blocking. It frustrates me just as much. But I think you have to accept defeat at some point and be like, alright, you're going to race me that way, then I'm going to give you less space. But I think just dumping them there and having innocent bystanders caught up into it, not really the way to go, but I understand that's probably more of an emotional decision than a logical decision in the moment. But interesting to look at and think about a little bit. Thought the 8 was going to be next to something else there for a second. Looks like we're all fine. And here we just got some injured race cars limping to the end, I think. Some guys that have been through it. In fact, that is the end of it. So a little disappointing. We ended up with 5th. We ran 2nd all race. It looks like what you want to do this week is just don't run the high line. Maybe ever? Interesting, because it was obviously the fastest line in qualifying, but it doesn't look like you want to run up there all too much until maybe the very end of the race. Maybe only utilize that extra bit of tire. In fact, what were our tires? 55.71. So I really hurt that right front running the high line at the end. I think you just got to be really patient and wait to utilize that high line until the very end, because I think I got on the high line just a little bit too early, and you saw how quickly the 9 caught up to us, and the 1, in fact, just absolutely blew past us at the end when I was trying to catch up to the 6, and the 6 still nearly won it. But he was running the bottom line a lot of the time still, like about half the track he was still running the bottom. So probably got to use that high line sparingly, I think, is what we learned from this. Use it very sparingly. Maybe use it to make a pass, but then get right back down to the bottom and save that right front. I think that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. But let's look at the race results page now, as we've got there are the standings. Obviously, that's not going to be updated, but hopefully we've got ourselves a good finish in the overall standings. Hopefully we'll get that P1. 184 championship points in this one for us, which is a nice number, a nice amount. Don't know if that's going to be enough to kick off one of our lower numbers of the season. You would think so, but man, it's looking like the 6 was running faster than we were early on. But he just stayed on that bottom line more. I guess that's just what it's all about. You can run fast as long as you run on the bottom. I don't know. We're trying to make conclusions based on limited sample size here. Obviously, just did one race, but that's all we got to look at the moment, at least for me. But P5, 31 I rating, gained from it. Get back over 5,200, and we can bolster our A499 with a 0x race. Nice job to Barrett getting the top 10. He moved up quite a bit. He started 19th. I bet he saved his stuff pretty good, or at the very least dodged all those guys that were running into each other, because you saw in the incidents and over here, plenty of contact back in the back. Everybody from 12th on back all had at least 4x. So I guess another tip here is just don't run into things, and you're probably going to do better. Top half of the field are the only ones that had 0x's. That's pretty interesting. The only the 6 who got his 2x in the final corner in the 4, I guess. Or maybe he might have gotten that 2x not in the final corner, but when he hit the wall real good. little disappointing it didn't injure his car more, because I felt like that was a solid hit. But anyway, I think that's about all I have to say about that one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this season of ARCA. Never going to stop running the ARCA car. I love it. Even though it's got its flaws. But I enjoy running the series and I have fun with it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one at Homestead. Very fun track. And I hope to see you in the next one as well. Have a good one.